Hello, Jay Beach, alongside Christopher Zunk today. Another Walking Dead reaction video, episode 10 of season 11. But in episode 10, New Haunts, our heroes experience Halloween in the Commonwealth. Daryl and Rosita undergo military training led by Mercer, and Carol investigates Ezekiel's medical condition.
They did a Halloween episode, and they couldn't even start the final season on Halloween.
So what are your expectations coming into this one?
My expectation initially was we would get maybe Eugene's story and, get some other, stuff that fills in some gaps. I guess they're just going right into that. I thought we'd have a couple episodes where they, did other things, but hey, here we are.
I'm expecting a much worse episode here than what we got last week, but we're about to find out. It's time for our reaction.
Oh my God, jump scares.
What? Yeah, but why would you create a zombie house during a zombie apocalypse?
I was thinking that to myself. I'm like, man, that seems rich.
And you're going to do that around Judith. He's lucky he doesn't have a sword through his face.
Damn stormtroopers, man. I can't get over them. A little forced, but I don't mind that scene. I think it's actually a pretty good scene.
Seems a bit forced to me.
Well, yeah, I think it's a bit forced, but I think they did it well. Still feel like this is an episode that should be like 2 or 3 episodes from now.
Well, he's got to move up in line because we don't know the names of the other people, so we don't care about them.
I mean, I kind of know they're trying to portray the guy in the orange as a kind of a dick, but he's kind of right, though.
No, I don't know if they are trying to portray him that way.
Or a hard ass, whatever.
Maybe.
I mean, they're definitely portraying him as a bit of a hard ass. Go for that dipshit.
Beat him to death with his own leg.
Conveniently tore off in a knife-like shape. Feels like, and you don't have to tell me from right around, but it feels like this place goes off a very big, kind of like Myers-sided class system. People are thrown into low and mid and high class or whatever.
Look at that shiny ass.
Sanctuary. Sanctuary. God damn it, Homer.
Even your class system comment earlier, I think you are underestimating it.
Yeah, I'm gathering that. I kind of figured that one. I'm like, oh, this goes real far. Carol Dixon, hostage negotiator.
Did you know that there was going to be a season 12? You kept thinking this was the last season, but it's not. Season 12 stars Jennifer Lawrence, Hunger Games. And the show just doesn't give a fuck about Sophia.
Well, they do not do that. They kind of forgot about her.
Yeah. Yeah, she looks creepy as shit.
Yeah.
She looks like one of the girls that stands at the end of the hallway in horror films.
Well, that was the episode. What's your first thoughts on?
After the initial 10-15 minutes, it got pretty good.
Yeah, it drew me in pretty well.
Yeah.
I said in our pre that I didn't think it was going to be a great episode. These are the type of episodes that I enjoy. I know it's not an action-packed episode, but it gives depth and meaning.
I gotta believe they're going to, at some point, stretch something out. Maybe start doing things that, well, I mean, if we saw the preview next episode, it seems like we're going to get the Eugene episode. I thought we were going to get this episode. This episode felt not as good, but it reminded me more of the first few seasons versus what the last episode felt like, which last episode was good, but this one felt more Walking Dead to me, even though obviously, the whole Halloween and having a Halloween shop with actual, walkers in it. It seemed dumb.
I'm trying to play some of this off so I don't ruin future stuff for you.
Right.
So I'm just going to stick with it doesn't make sense, because the way it does make sense, I don't want to ruin it for you. Mercer, I know you first saw him and you're like, man, this guy's an asshole. What's your opinion on him after seeing this full episode?
My thoughts now with him is he has to play up that archetype, and he doesn't necessarily want to, but he knows he has to. Like, I think he's a good dude, but I just think he has to be what he has to be because of the class system that they have in place and everything else. I think that I mentioned the class system from early on in the episode, not really understanding fully what it was, and they're just like, oh yeah, there's a class system. Well, shit. Then you're like, it's way further down, it's way further than you think. I'm like, yeah, yes it is. I didn't realize we had indentured servitude going on.
I liked his comment to Daryl about trying to fit in with the group, and like there's just certain things that you don't understand yet that you have to be able to do. And Daryl took that lesson straight away because, he captured, but then handed it over to Sebastian. So Sebastian could fill his ego.
Question with the comics is Daryl taking Rick's spot at the Commonwealth? I mean, you know what I mean by that? Like, is he taking that same arc? Is that the exact same arc, or virtually a similar arc that Rick took in the comics? Did he go into that group, into the Stormtroopers?
Yeah, and Rick's, really trying to play it off in a way to keep his group there and happy and safe, and realizing the troubles that are there, and still learning more about how deep this goes, and really trying to fix it up in a Rick Grimes way. So I think Daryl's going to have to step up quite a bit from what he's done. I don't think Daryl's ever been that guy to be outspoken and give those big speeches in front of the entire community. So I don't know how close they're going to play that to Rick, or if they're going to split Rick's role with a couple characters. We were talking in the last episode whether or not it was going to be Daryl or Maggie taking on Rick's role, and now I'm starting to think it might be split between the two of them.
Yeah, it's hooking me in again, not quite like it did before, but I am liking where they're going with it. I still think they're too fast in things. I still think pacing of the show is a problem. I understand
they learned a lot in a short amount of time in this episode. Where I think the pacing started speeding through a bit for me is you had the capture. Now we understand that there might be something going on with a revolt, a revolution taking place. I don't think we needed Rosita finding that room this quickly in the same episode.
That's all you need.
If you want to continue building up suspicion that it is, you can't come out and directly say it in the same episode.
They like to rush through their storylines. It's been a problem
since season 5.
Yeah, we're in season 11, and we're 7 seasons later, and they're still running into that same issue. So we're through episode 10. We've had 2 pretty good episodes in a row. So that's a great start to the second half of the season.
I enjoyed this episode quite a bit, for different reasons than episode 9.
Yeah, agreed.
They're very, very different types of episodes, and I enjoyed both of them. But that does it for this. Let us know what you're thinking here with The Walking Dead. But until next week, when we hit up episode 11, thank you for joining us. And deuces.